Welcome to our comprehensive documentary about the trailblazing journey of Mark Zuckerberg, a name that stands as a symbol of innovativeness and entrepreneurial success. Born on May 14, 1984, in White Plains, New York, young Mark was imbued with the spirit of technology at a tender age. His father, a practicing dentist, was a pivotal influence in kindling the spark of programming in him. His young mind voraciously consumed the nuances of coding, building a precociously distinct identity around technology amid an environment nestled within the precincts of family and academia. Background: educational environment. While most children his age were busy with ordinary activities, Mark was creating history with his dexterous flair for technological innovation. His first project was ZuckNet, a primitive messaging system interconnected to a private network that served his family's dental practice. His instincts were compelling him to see opportunities where others could only see challenges, contorting the frictive convolution of life into a symphony of technological symphonic relationships. Background: innovative technology. As a natural progression of his techno-personal narrative, Mark pursued higher education in computer science and psychology from the illustrious confines of Harvard University. Yet, the roots that tied him to the ground sprung from the ambit of unending dreams and tireless resilience rather than the glossy veneer of a lofty academic setup. A setup, which in a span of a few years, would push him to the limelight, become the cornerstone of an epoch-making chapter in the history of social networking platforms. Background: Harvard University campus. The Facebook, as it was first christened, emerged as a disruptor in the Silicon Valley narrative, its initial trials being rooted in the rapid propagation amidst the cognizant nucleus of Harvard students. The surges of popularity that it managed to carve out from the intangible fabric of social connectivity pinned it, within a short span of time, as a magnetic field of asynchronous promise, collaborative participation, and communicative camaraderie. Background: social media icons. With every resonant keystroke intermingling amid the deafening silence of midnight, Mark embarked on what could be aptly described as transformative fervency. Fueled by an unshakable faith in his creation, he let the dimensions of his dreams weightlessly float in the cosmic expanse of technological infancy, a space where utopian visions of an interconnected world finding their terminal points. Background: computer codes. With a sense of indomitable ambition and a penchant for persistent innovation, he spectacularly evolved the Facebook into Facebook, a monumental entity with an expansive stride that effortlessly fused country boundaries in a common skyline. The achievement was transformative, bathed in the sheer audacity of a vision that dared to travel backward in time to recalibrate the trajectory of future communications. Background: world map with Facebook icons. The relentless journey of Zuckerberg and Facebook entwined like a double helix, each strand engendering the vigor for the rise and rise. The creation that germinated from the fertile soil of a college dormitory refused to settle for anything less than a meteoric growth, eventually catapulting Mark into a billion-dollar crown of success and infamy. Background: fast-paced global economy. The massive public offering of Facebook in 2012 turned a 23-year-old Mark into a billionaire, thereby underlining the spectacular potential embedded within the bosom of social media. Yet, within the burgeoning folds of profit and prosperity, unforeseen challenges were already itching to express themselves, casting an ominous shadow of incertitude over Mark's future trajectory. Background: stock market trading floor. The unprecedented growth and success of Facebook heralded the arrival of a perplexingly transformative digital era purged of physical limitations. It cleared the mist of disorientation that often clouded the vision of progressive innovators, inviting them into the wide-armed embrace of digital liberation and borderless communication zones. Background: avatars interacting in cyberspace. With every technological tide that turned, every algorithmic convolution that untangled, the contours of the metamorphosing digital ecosystem began to crystallize. The virtual ground beneath the feet of users experienced a seismic shift, heralding a new dawn of unbridled interconnectivity coined as the metaverse, slated to underpin a future brimming with infinite possibilities, throwing a less encouraging light on corporeal incarceration. Background: virtual reality headset. However, the rosy narrative was soon overshadowed by the Cambridge Analytica scandal that unfolded in all its inglorious dramatics, uncovering the web of deceit Facebook had unintentionally woven around its closely guarded edifice of user data. The scandal opened to public scrutiny Facebook's questionable practices of data security, while Mark was compelled to face a hostile congressional inquiry. Background: congressional hearing. Rather than get bogged down by the relentless onslaught of criticism, Mark chose to convert this setback into a stepping stone for redefining Facebook's future commitments towards ethics and user security. He embarked on a mission to make Facebook a safer and more reliable social platform, benefiting from the introspective wisdom gained from the uncomfortable bedfellows of criticisms and challenges. Background: Facebook data security features. Despite his relentless commitment to innovation and user privacy, Mark found himself climbing up on the precarious peak separating admiration from aversion. Altitude sickness, in his case, was caused not by differences in oxygen levels but by the acutely polarized opinions of the general public. He was a towering figure, but his shadow also cast a long, dark corridor of controversies. Background: polarized opinions in social media posts. As Facebook continued to metamorphose, Mark's personal life also went through a profound evolution. In May 2012, he married Priscilla Chan, a Harvard alumni and multi-talented personality in her own right. Together, they have been blessed with 3 daughters. Their family expansion symbolized an all-encompassing maturity, a smooth transition from the unidimensional world of technology to the multidimensional landscape of personal relationships. Background: Mark and Priscilla at an event. In addition to advancing in their personal phase, Mark and Priscilla also decided to extend their influence within the ample corridors of societal betterment. In December 2015, they founded the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, CZI, an ambitious philanthropic venture focused on using technology to improve life outcomes across the primary domains of health, education, scientific research, and energy. Background: CZI announcing projects. Despite the exceptional strides Facebook and CZI were making, each crested wave brimming with newfound opportunities was carousing on a swiftly crumpling shoreline, rapidly eroding the previously resolute boundary between his professional and personal persona. This collapsing seawall gave way to previously suppressed controversies, which began encroaching upon his morally entitled castle. Background: documentation of controversial headlines. The year 2024 brought about a galvanizing shift in the status quo, heralding a phase characterized by legal trepidation and uncertainty. A lawsuit filed by several authors, including renowned comedian Sarah Silverman, accused Meta platforms of unethically using their copyrighted works for training its AI, marking a significant legal blow for Mark and his tech enterprise. Background: legal documents. The litigious conundrum threatened to question the underpinning sanctity of Mark's technological ambition and emphasize the ever-existing dichotomy between innovative application and ethical consideration, casting a troubling cloud over the deeply cherished concept of unfettered technological progress. The very future that once seemed resplendently optimistic now faced the possibility of a delayed dawn. Background: gavel and law book. As we navigate through the labyrinth of Mark's professional and personal life, we see a multi-hued canvas, depicting the portrait of a man who once dared to dream. His digital empire, initially expected to play Cupid in reshaping the contours of human relationships, got tangled up in the complex web of reality, causing it to mutate into an abode strenuously testing the endurance of its foundling. Background: portrait of Mark Zuckerberg. In exposing himself to the world through the parallel panes of technological innovation and philanthropic contribution, he faces the duality of human existence, the inescapable dance of alternating shades of light and darkness that defines his narrative. In embracing this dance and continuing his indomitable journey, Mark presents himself as a beacon of inspiration in the field of technology-driven entrepreneurship. Background: lighthouse at dusk. To echo the words of William James, the greatest use of our life is to spend it for something that outlasts it. And in this light, perhaps the legacy that Mark seeks to carve for himself is not defined by isolated boundaries or individual accolades but by the expansive domain of social change, where technological innovation breezily co-personates with philanthropic mindfulness. Background: collage of CZI projects. The continued unsettling of legal tides and the ever-present specter of chaotic controversies are urging Mark to adopt new strategies designed to navigate these choppy digital waters. As the world around him continually shifts and new innovations are thrust up from the fertile ecosystem of technological revolution, Mark is reshaping his own role in this multifarious landscape, pondering on perhaps the ideal formula for the elusive equilibrium that sets the stage for continued growth and evolution. Background: reshaped Facebook logo. While the journey so far underscores a testament of unprecedented success and climbing financial worth, Mark's unspoken dream of a harmonious blend of technology, societal change and personal commitment continues to edge him forward. In tantalizing glimpses of the enigmatic individual beneath the layer of relentless ambition, we begin to see the rising sun of a new era, a chapter in the saga of Mark Zuckerberg that is perhaps destined to redefine his towering legacy. Background: Rising sun over Silicon Valley. An artist at heart and an innovator by trade, Mark's story urges us to navigate the tumultuous tides of life with a blend of audacity and measured caution. His narrative sings the ballad of courage, resilience and the relentless pursuit of dreams, a testament to the infinite potential nestled in the spheres of technology and humane aspiration. Background: Ballad of Resilience. As certain as the challenging journey is, cloaked beneath the guise of controversies and legal battles, there isn't a filament of doubt when it comes to the powerful vision of Mark. His belief in the liberating force of technology and the tenets of a socially conscious, transformative society keeps him standing tall amid the refreshing digital breeze that his platform exudes. Background: Wind turbines with the Facebook logo. A relentless warrior against all odds, Mark's journey is far from over. As he transcends the advent of digital metamorphosis and societal dynamics, he continues to redefine the paradigm of augmented human connectivity, a vision of a world entwined within an omnipresent fabric of digital interconnectedness and newfound self-awareness. Background: Blank canvas turning into a digital art. Against the paradox backdrop of success and failure, of innovation and controversy, of personal journey and global impact, a profound theme arises: the awakening reality of a culpable interconnectivity. A vision of humanity dancing a symbolic waltz, tracing out the steps of dramatic transition between belief and disillusion, between aspiration and doubt, marking the pinnacle of a transformative epic. Background: Waltz. Herein lies the perplexing puzzle of Mark's journey. It resolutely embodies a paradoxical narrative of technological evolution, a subjective reality shackled to the unyielding clasp of objective circumstances. It is, perhaps, an epilogue yet to be penned within the framework of his extraordinary and unpredictable journey. Background: Puzzle pieces falling into place. The abrupt conclusion of our narrative springs us back into the present, the clock ticking a hurried rhythm reverberating with the passionate resolve that characterizes Mark's journey and his undeniable impact on the digital world and social dynamics. The tale speaks of more beginnings than a singular end, of a kernel of transformation sprouting amidst an intriguing backdrop of relentless digital evolution and paradigm shifts. Background: Clock ticking. So let's fasten our seatbelts and prepare for a future choked with dust raised by the breakneck speed of technological growth. This era, underscoring Mark's astute vision and intense ambition, ushers us toward a horizon punctuated by the tantalizing promise whispered by the invisible wings of time, carrying all of us toward an uncharted realm of futuristic shapeshifted metamorphosis. Background: Fast-moving train. In conclusion, as we stand at the close of Mark's riveting chronicle, we are left to ponder over nuances of his journey and the changing course of his narrative, journeying on the epic pathway carved out by nature and technology, one that promises a glorious sunrise over the horizon of certainty and change. An inspiring narrative, it leaves an indelible imprint on the canvas of time, forever uniting the realms of individual aspiration and human evolution. Background: Sunrise over the horizons. His tale teaches us that the seemingly unending saga of human evolution could very well be shaped by worlds superimposed over each other, one the old world which has been our harbor for countless ages and the other, a newborn chick manifesting in the cradle of digital revolution, a world which yet unknown it may be, has solidified its roots of existence in our very midst. It reiterates and revolves around the pivotal balance that could one day define our existence. Background: Old and New World. As we inch closer to the conclusion of our chronicle and the end of the video, let's reflect on the invigorating voyage of Mark, filled with dreams that challenge the immovable fortress of reality, a mantra of unyielding determination and of an innate inclination for knowledge that propelled individual courage and initiative into spheres of collective empowerment and resonance. Milton Friedman once said the true entrepreneur is a doer, not a dreamer. Mark's journey undoubtedly weaves a living testament to this truism. Background: Image of Dreamweaver into reality collage.